Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dork Entertainment. We've got another video for you here today. A bit of a concerning video, actually. I've got Sameet here with me. We're just going to have a bit of a discussion about what's going on in the world, Sameet.
What is going on in the world?
Well, there's a pandemic that's happening right now.
Oh, really? I didn't know. No one had told me.
So, you know...
Pretty serious, actually. No.
Yeah. It is a very serious topic.
It is serious. It's the coronavirus, COVID-19, and it is wreaking havoc everywhere in terms of entertainment, definitely. Obviously, the initial...
the first thing is, of course,
the
health of
the
people.
health-wise, the health of society, of the human earth is
not
good at the moment.
Yeah, they do say it is a strain of like the flu or cold virus, but it has killed quite a few people around the world, so it is quite serious.
Yeah.
And everyone, please just practice safe
hygiene,
health,
social distancing.
Yeah. Just don't panic. People are going out there panicking and buying everything.
That's the scary part. A lot of people are panicking, but no, I think the impact is pretty big. I've not seen anything like this.
Yeah. So apart from the entertainment industry, there's also, it's impacting all industries like
sports, everything,
sports,
health,
flights,
hospitality, flights. It's everything. The way that the world runs is being tested right now.
The economy.
Yeah.
People might lose their jobs. It's pretty serious. If we focus, we're here on at Dork Entertainment talking about entertainment. So the entertainment industry is affected as well.
Yeah.
Quite heavily, with a lot of movies being delayed.
Yeah.
A lot of productions being halted as well. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about that. We're going to check out some movies, some productions, some TV shows that have shut down or that we were looking forward to, really, and that have unfortunately stopped. Before we go, before we enter the interwebs, let's put on our safety dork goggles.
Yeah, I think there's a different. Are we into the internet? Definitely sounds different.
All right. Yeah. Now we are entering the interwebs for the first time in Dork Entertainment.
Okay, here we go.
Fingers crossed. Hold on to your butts.
This looks kind of different.
We're in the interwebs.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be checking out. All right, so we can see we'll talk about some movies first off the bat. And the first one that comes to mind is, of course, No Time to Die, James Bond.
Yes. As we see, James Bond was actually one of the first ones to delay I think the first in Hollywood it would have been to delay a movie because of the effect of the coronavirus. This one was pretty much, I think, a decision made because of, there's a lot of, it was first because of the Chinese investors as well. This was delayed at a time when there weren't many restrictions at the time, but now that there are, a lot of movies are delayed. But this was done pretty early, actually, during this whole shutdown of movies.
And the James Bond franchise relies heavily on the international market as well.
The Chinese market's big. Europe. So it's. Were you really looking forward to James Bond? I wasn't really after the last one. I wasn't really looking forward to it, but
Daniel Craig's is a good James Bond. It's a good action movie, I find. I don't really...
Not as good as Mission Impossible, though. I like the Mission Impossible.
To be honest, these James Bond movies don't have the charm of the old James Bond movies.
No.
I'm sure some of you James Bond fans would agree.
Yeah. It just doesn't have the same charm.
But it's a good action movie. Like, you watch it as an action movie these days.
Yeah.
Moving on, so we've got Black Widow, which
just got announced that it was delayed. So from Disney, the original release date was May 1st, and of course they couldn't. With all the bans that are in place now for cinemas are closed across America. Australia's just introduced some measures where you can't really go to a cinema at the moment.
Well, I think apparently, to combat that, because in Australia, what they've done is gatherings of 100 people now are banned.
100 less, yeah.
So what cinemas have
That is
done,
what-
I've seen in Hoyt Cinema actually, you can book seats, but with spacing now. So say I'm sitting here, there's no one going to be sitting either side of me. There'll be
Oh,
one
really?
person sitting, a space. Like you can't book that seat now.
Okay.
It'll be blocked out, so the next person can sit, a seat away, and so forth. So
That's interesting.
I mean, that's a measure because you think about the impact on the cinema business. Like they're going to lose a lot of money.
They are going to lose a lot of money because that like cinema business or the profit margin for cinema businesses are very small. They make money on these big blockbuster movies like the ones from Marvel, and any like the superhero movies. Like the big blockbuster movies is where they make their money. And unfortunately, a lot of it is delayed. And Black Widow, while not like a massive blockbuster, I think it's still an MCU movie. And, it will
it's a big
draw. It
production
will
movie.
draw a crowd. But yeah,
That's indefinitely delayed.
Yeah, definitely delayed.
So the Matrix 4 production has halted. I believe the release date they've got here it could still stay as the original 2021 release date, but it may be shifted, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, I think
a big movie that I was looking forward to.
Well, this was releasing basically this week. Supposed to be. Where it was very hyped for this movie. I really love the first one.
A Quiet Place Part 2.
Part 2, that is. So yeah, that got delayed, unfortunately, and again another date that is unspecified. But it was delayed. It was a message from John Krasinski. Actually, he was like saying the health of people is more important than the movie at this time.
Yeah,
and it's a good decision. But it's unfortunate that we won't be able to see it.
Yeah, it looked like a really good movie, to be honest.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait. F9, Fast and Furious 9 is another movie. One of those typical summer blockbuster type movies.
So this is kind of interesting because when the initial cancellations were coming out, Vin Diesel was adamant that this was coming out. He was adamant. He didn't care. Obviously, the studio stepped in and was like, no, sorry, we're cancelling this.
Because it is a big money maker. It depends on
it made
smashing world.
The last movie made $400 million at the Chinese box office. They can't release it right now. No way in hell.
So that's just been pushed back 1 year. They've just gone back and pushed to the year. They said, not this year. It'll come out next year. Now imagine, like, going forward in time, you'll think, man, why was this trailer released a year and a half before the actual movie?
Yeah, but I think everyone is going to remember the coronavirus pandemic. It's gonna be something we remember our whole life. It's going to be etched in history. And history books.
So you can see some other movies here. So Mulan,
yes. All right, Mulan. Majority of its audience would.
That was a big.
That was a big Disney movie. Yes, that was
for the China audience.
For the China audience,
big
massive.
Market there.
If we can't open it there, there's no point in releasing it. So yeah, that was definitely indefinitely delayed. The Avatar sequels. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, because production has been halted on some of these, like Matrix 4.
Yeah.
Production has halted, but it depends how long they halted for, because, it could be up and running in a month, 2 months, 4 months. We don't know how long that delays the movie. Like, specific slots, like we look at the summer slots, the American summer. Yeah. There's specific timings for that slot.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just delay it a couple of months because you miss out on the fans from...
You see, and that is the release part of it. That's the distribution part of it. But what about the actor part of it? The actors have already booked their jobs after the movie that they're shooting. So
it's got a flow-on effect.
That has a flow-on effect where...
Productions that are waiting to start.
Yeah, waiting to start. And that's going to have to be pushed back because the actor's not available. So it's gonna be a lot of problems going forward for the movie industry because you don't know, as an actor, if you're there, you don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna have to work twice as hard, or you have to work out some schedule that with the studio where you can work on the movie that's delayed and or somehow work on
or hope that the producers are lenient and understand and you know, a
Yeah,
bit
there should be
accommodating.
understanding. Yeah, there should be accommodating in this situation.
I just hope it doesn't lead to another Henry Cavill mustache Superman situation.
Moustache Gate? No,
Because that
I
was
don't think
because
so.
of conflicting time.
Yes,
where they had to go
yes.
back for reshoots
Yeah.
and. You know,
But yeah, the thing with Avatar is interesting is that it's they were shooting Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 concurrently. So
and
now
this
that
is in New Zealand.
yes, so now that shooting has stopped, that must put a big strain on like the schedule of their production schedule, because they must have had this plan for a long time, and a lot of set pieces and all that sort of stuff. All of it would have to be sort of pushed back, and yeah, in a movie that there's a big difference in a movie that, like, you know, there's a 90-day shooting schedule compared to something like, you know, a trilogy, which is a back-to-back trilogy. So that is just going to be like horrendous for them production wise.
I mean, the reason I mentioned New Zealand as well was New Zealand has recently closed its borders as well. So
Yeah, Australia has just today as well closed its borders.
so whether they've stayed in that country, the production team, or they're going to go back,
yeah,
I have
one
no
knows.
idea. It could be a big dent,
Yeah.
you know, in their production. So you can see some other things here. The New Mutants,
Oh,
delayed after delay.
The New Mutants, it's the most unluckiest movie. I think it had a trailer in 2017.
2017. Wow.
2017.
And then the whole Fox 8.
The whole Fox thing. The Fox,
Disney.
yeah, and it's just had so much bad luck, and I don't know what's going to happen to it now. I reckon the best thing would be to just release it on Disney Plus or Hulu or something like that. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah. Not really there.
So, David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet. I know you were looking forward to that.
I did.
Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway.
Yeah.
So, a lot of Disney Fox productions.
Joey, stop.
Dog is finding a place to sit. So, Disney Fox productions. Oh my God, it goes on. There's so many indie movies that have been delayed. Movie theaters have been
So
affected.
Disney Fox, there'll be like a lot of Disney Plus stuff. Mandalorian 2, Season 2.
Oh no.
That was I don't know whether it wrapped. I can't remember whether it wrapped.
Please, no. I hope that's behind in post-production.
I have a feeling it wrapped. If, the shooting was wrapped. But we'll have to see. But yeah, movie theaters obviously closing down across America. Film festivals are, yes, definitely
Being
not
delayed
there.
or cancelled. SXSW was supposed to happen in March,
South
the
by
conference.
Southwest, all that. It's all getting delayed. And Netflix. So Stranger Things. That production was halted as well.
No.
The 4th season, and that is a big sort of that's a big one because that is Netflix's baby, and it's
A couple of big ones as well, which aren't in the majors list, but they are major movies to me. Jurassic World 3. That's supposed to come out next year. We were waiting for that.
Yes,
And that's
that
the final part in the 6th movie.
I think they did start shooting, and then it did.
It just started shooting.
Yeah.
They announced the title as well, Jurassic World Dominion.
Unlucky.
And then a week later.
The good thing is, though, Suicide Squad did rapid shooting. Though I guess if they do need reshoots, they can't do it. So
Yeah. But
that is
it's all up to the post-production team.
post-production. Hopefully they shot it great the first time.
So Uncharted the movie, Fantastic Beasts 3,
Yeah.
the Batman movie.
Yeah, the Batman movie was halted production as well. I think they were pretty well into their shooting schedule. It's just they've had to stop, and it's whether this has a flow-on effect, I'm not quite sure. But I don't know. And obviously, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. If we look at that picture there,
That's right, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is supposed to be coming out around June. Now, that hasn't been announced as being delayed, but I'm thinking that it will be. So that now calls into question, like, what is going on? Like, is this something after 3 months that would be over, or is this going to take another 6 to 9 months, which I believe it will take?
And we've really got to wait for a vaccine to come out because...
And that's a year away at minimum, I believe.
I mean, I heard they're starting trials soon. They're pushing forward trials. So people want the vaccine out as early as next month. Like,
That's true.
people with money are pouring money into the research centers now to get something happening because this is like devastating across the world.
Yeah, it's devastating. But yeah, it's just you have to wonder like when is life going to go back to normal? In Australia, it's been pretty bad rains, floods. Now a disease, virus. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of months. But
As Ian
yeah,
Malcolm once said, life
finds a way.
finds a way.
Yes. Yeah,
Hopefully things get better. Let's go back
Yeah.
to... Let's get out of the interwebs and back into real world.
yes.
Back to Dog Studios. Oh my God.
We're back.
Yep. So, I mean, life will go on, hopefully. Dog
Yeah,
Studios, Dog Entertainment will go on, hopefully.
Yes, well, we've got content to go. Obviously, a lot of our content is trailers, movies, and all that sort of stuff. But we've got a bunch of interesting content coming up that we're going to be trying out. So
We do. So, including cheeseburger Doritos, ladies and gentlemen.
great.
And
Yes,
buffalo wing Doritos.
more food content.
Yes. This time with actual crunch.
Yes.
No mushy nuggets. Actual crunch
Yes.
this time. So we'll check that out.
so we'll be trying different things at Dork Entertainment to definitely pass the time
Yes.
until we get some more news about the any updates on the movies. But I guess we'll be sort of going through the news as well that's coming up. Any updates, we'll bring it to you.
One thing that sort of clicked in my mind is there are streaming services now.
Yes. Yep.
And I've seen in the past where production houses have sold their movie after making everything, under their label, expecting it to release in cinema, but for whatever reason, it hasn't come out in cinema. They've sold it to companies like Netflix, for example.
Yeah.
This might be the prime time where, companies reach out to streaming services because everyone's going to be, or most of the people are going to be at home, watching from home. You know what I mean? Like, this could be the time.
Yeah. So the problem with that is that so at the moment in Hollywood, what we have is so for the longest time in Hollywood, there used to be the budget for a movie would be the mid-budget movie. So it'll be something between $50 to $75 million for a movie. Anything less than that is an indie. Anything more than that is a massive budget movie. Now, a lot of these movies have budgets these days. They're either over $100 million, which would classify it as a big budget movie, or they're indie films that come out. You never see anything in the middle ground anymore, right? If we had a lot of more movies in the middle ground, you would see that being sold to a Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with the Cloverfield Paradox, is that they were making it, and it was sort of the studio execs probably didn't like it, and then
I thought it was an alright movie.
it was alright. I liked it, but the studio execs had an opinion about it, and so they decided to sell it off. So in that situation, there was a loss for them. But whether Netflix is or any of these streaming services are willing to buy movies for about, I guess, $500 to $700 million then I think then you'll get something like maybe a Wonder Woman to come to the table.
Yeah.
If you can sell it to that much, but I don't think they'll do that. There's too much business in the big budget movies.
They've really got to figure out how much it will cost them to delay the movie, and if it's worth then selling on for a cheaper price to a streaming service, or start their own streaming service.
Which a lot of studios have done already.
Yeah, they could do pay-per-view.
Warner Brothers is starting its HBO Max.
Imagine releasing movies on pay-per-view.
See, pay-per-view for me makes sense. I think pay-per-view is the way to go for the next 6 months at least. But with pay-per-view comes piracy.
Which we don't condone.
So the problem is there's going to be, if you do it that way, then you're opening up yourself to piracy. But they've got to figure out some sort of way.
Another movie that came to mind, that's the reason I said it, was Annihilation was the movie, but I just realised the budget was only 40 to 55 million.
Yeah, so it's sort of in close to a medium budget sort of film. So for them, again, the studio was very happy to sell it to a streaming service. You wouldn't see a big budget movie like Wonder Woman being sold, because it was sold for it must have sold for around the 50 million mark to Netflix, and
so
I don't think Netflix is paying.
I think it did have a limited release. It did have a limited release, and it only made like 11 million.
Yeah, that's
So then they sold it off.
Yeah.
So that might be a way forward for moviegoers. But in all honesty, we'll probably just have to wait. We'll have to wait a year for however long it takes for this thing to clear and settle down. And then we'll be able to go to the movies again one day, hopefully.
Yes, and I think we should live stream when we go to movies again. That would be an event.
Yeah.
I wonder what movie is going to be the one that releases first out of these. But it would be exciting, I guess.
Well, that's funny as well, because the first movie to release, everyone will go watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So there's going to be a
So as soon as
timing
this
issue.
pandemic is over, we just can't wait till it is. But we're in the middle of it right now. But yeah, we'll see how it is. Just go see how the situation unfolds, really.
So stay safe, personal hygiene, keep it up. Social distancing. Don't bulk buy. I went to Woolies the other day. There was no bread. Come on, guys.
Yeah, people are going nuts.
just
Don't fight over toilet paper. Just
yes.
when you're in the supermarket, just look at yourself or get a mirror or look at your phone and do a selfie, whatever. Just look at yourself and look at what you're doing.
Yeah, we'll get through this together, humanity together. So we really got to work together on this, and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
So Dog Entertainment, we'll see you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe.
And definitely peace.
Peace, please, peace.